You see, in the beginning it was the Apostolic Church. Then it was the evangelists from America, the revivals, the crusades going on. Latterly it was the youth corps and the youth in the universities of Nigeria. I think we could say his life ministry was sort of into those 3 points particularly. He did, of course, there was a time when he went round Pentecostal fellowships. He got Pentecostal fellowships moving in the east as well as in the west and all that area. Mumba Yoruba, Shekim so Igbirani. Where's the Kamakebira? Go Igbira Kotu, Basamauno. I speak Igbira Okene, Igbira Kotu. Yoruba, of course. I can answer in Hausa, but if I had been stayed in Kotu Karafi, I would have spoken Hausa. God gave me the gift of languages. I hear a little Basakum, that's all. And I sabi broken. Likely I sabi and pass you. Yoruba and Yoruba, Igbira, Okene, Igbira Kotu. 3, okay. And a little Basa, but only a little. Pastor Adeboye used to come and visit him often and often. Adeboye was then tutoring in Ilorin, but every 15 days he came down to see his mother in Ilesha, and he would branch on the way coming from Ilorin to Ilesha. He would branch in my father's house on a Saturday morning and every 15 days and talk with my father much about ministerial work. And from there he resigned as lecturer in Ilorin and he became a full-time ministry. So that was Dr. Adeboye, Pastor Adeboye, Brother Adeboye. But I mean, that is one example of many. I know there was from Boku, Guleakane, he was one, but they would come and visit my father, and if I was here I would say that's so, I would be taking care of my mother and doing work in the house or so on and so on, doing what I'd come for. I was not involved in all that travelling about. Other people can tell you plenty about that, I'm sure. It was January, wasn't it? The end of January. I don't put these things in mind. What for? It was the end of January. So, well, I was in Kogi State, and somebody came to me. They arrived when I was just going to eat my lunch, and they arrived and said, your father's died, so you've got to come. So I came with them, left my car in Cotton Karafi, and they brought me down here to Ilesha. And I arrived about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and they buried him about 6 o'clock in the evening, and that was that. He had always said, if he dies, dig a hole, bury him. Tomorrow, continue the work, that's that. And he'd always said that when he died, I was to take his place and continue the work. So that was that. I followed what he said. He said that in my presence with many people, and that's what I followed. We buried him. I had arrived in time. They had dug the hole ready, and Dr. Adeboye bought a coffin. I think he had told Chief Ogedengbe that if Pa died any time, he was to buy the coffin on his behalf. I think he'd arranged it. He was not around, no, but he'd arranged it with somebody in Ilesha to do that. The coffin was there, we put him in it and buried him that day that I arrived down, nothing else. But the next day, people came. You see, I was not here. I was not involved in that. I was in Kogi State doing work there. But I've heard of these. He was also involved in prophesying the youth corps that would come. That he was telling the students in the universities that the government will send you and the government will pay for you to go. God will be behind it, but the government will pay and send you to go to the places where there is need. And that brought, the Youth Corps came from that. He prophesied about the Youth Corps, and it came to pass. And that is noted much in the Youth Corps. In fact, many people have told me they've heard of Pa Elton because of the Youth Corps. They heard of him when they went to Youth Corps, that he had said they would do the work, and here it is coming now. That is the sort of thing that was going on.